Can you walk us through a recipe for your famous pickled beans?
Well, okay, you see here that I have hot jars. These have been sterilized, my wide mouth quart jars. And what I do is I put the water in the pot, let the pot come to a boil, and leave it for boil for 10 to 20 minutes. And it has, you can see, a rack inside, get off the bottom. And this is a very handy tool. If you are going to can, I highly recommend this tool. You see, it grasps without causing any danger to yourself. You can lift a jar just like that, pour a little water out, and then pour the rest of the water. Safe without harming yourself.
And that's sterilizing the jar right
The
there?
sterilization is the boiling of the jars. They're already clean. You've washed them either by hand or in the dishwasher, and then placing them into the hot boiling water for a good 10 to 20 minutes sterilizes them. And then you pack each jar, and I find it's easier to kind of put the jar on an angle like this, and then I throw a garlic in, I throw a nice cayenne pepper in, sometimes another garlic, and then I gather my beans, and I try to do my beans so that they're with the little pointy ends at the bottom. And this year I grew lots of different varieties. I have yellow wax beans, I have Italian flat beans, and then I have just the plain old regular Blue Lake green beans. And I like to line them up so that they're all lined up. When I get about halfway through the jars, this one's almost getting full, and you can pack those beans in as tight as you possibly can. Just pack them in as tight as you can get it. You can see when I get it tight, then I put my second hot pepper in. And this one's almost done. I'm going to pack it. Now near the top of the jar, I run out of space to put the long beans in, so I start to pack short beans in at the top. And once I've got the jar almost full, it's almost full, just a little bit of space, I'm going to throw in another garlic, and then I'm going to put in, well, maybe a half a tablespoon of whole mustard seed, and then I'm going to come over here and choose a couple of these nice dill heads. These are from the garlic, and I'm going to take the stem part off, stuff it in there. That gives it a nice dill flavor. That jar, as well as this jar, are ready for when after I get all 7 jars packed, I'll pour the brine over the top. So now we have 7 jars of beans packed into these quart jars with the hot pepper, mustard, dill, and a garlic included, and we're ready for the brine. I wanted to mention this is another very handy item. You need to have a funnel like this if you are going to can anything at all. Now the brine is 7.5 cups of vinegar, I like apple cider, and 7.5 cups of water, and 3/4 cups of salt. I've tried to reduce the salt, but they say that you need that much for the flavor to be improved. So I'm going to pour the brine over the beans. I use a big ladle, or sometimes just when I want to make it go faster, I'll use a 2-cup glass jar. I might do that. Now I'm going to clean the jar rim with, I just dipped this little paper towel in the boiling water that the jar lids are soaking in. And I'm going to put, with the fork, I gently remove one of the jar lids from the water that they've been boiled in. And here we go. Put the lid on, screw it down. You don't have to screw it really, really tight. And I'm going to lift it up gently. It's kind of hot, but I can do it. And put it into the hot water bath. I'm going to put the center one and lower it down. Okay? So that's the same process. Whew, what is that smell down here? Look, little lady who's in the vinegar bottle. Oh, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity, what a pity. I used to live in a mansion instead of in a vinegar bottle. Hi. This is my assistant, Amy. Amy, would you fill the water up, please? Kind of getting a little choky.
One good thing about making pickled beans, the vinegar makes
Yeah,
it
that's
happy.
it. Now just pour it right in the container here. And a little bit more. You want to fill the canner till it covers the jars. Okay. Maybe one more? Maybe one more. Okay. Good. Okay, now we'll just cover the lid. Temperature is on high. We'll let that come to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, we'll let it boil for, I give it 10 to 20 minutes. Okay. The book says only 5, but we like to be safe, so give it a little longer. And then you let those pickled beans sit for 2 weeks. But if you decide you want them sooner, then just go ahead. Here we have 7 jars previously canned.
So that's what they look like when they're ready?
Yeah, these actually I decided to pressure cook because I like to be extra safe sometimes.